Hello and welcome to another Bard's Tale. Again we delve into the world of the Norse mythos. However, now that you know how the world of Midgard was created, it is time we explore the other worlds. They are 9 in number, including Midgard. It is important to note that at the time, the medieval Norse did not have the concept of the world as a sphere or globe in space. It is more accurate to treat these worlds as realms or enclosures. Some of these worlds were mentioned in the last tale, while some of the others were not. These worlds are filled with gods, dwarves, elves, giants, serpents, the spirits of the dead, and a menagerie of fantastical beings besides. But this is a tale of the 9 worlds of the Norse cosmology. The 9 worlds are each unique, and have little to do with one another, save that they are all connected via the limbs of a gargantuan ash tree, the largest of all trees, known as Yggdrasil, whose branches reach above the sky. This tree lies at the heart of the cosmos, and its limbs spread into each of the 9 worlds. Yggdrasil is also known as the ash tree of the horse of Ygr, the Terrible One. The Terrible One is in fact a byname of Odin, and he rides his 8-legged horse Sleipnir up and down Yggdrasil as he makes his way through the worlds. Much in the same way as Odin, we will move along the limbs of Yggdrasil to travel between these realms, beginning first at the root which leads to the realm of the Aesir, called Asgard. It is here by the tree's root that the Aesir, the gods, and the Asynia, the goddesses, hold their daily court. The Aesir are able to reach the root of Yggdrasil by traveling across the Bifrost, a multicolored bridge built by the gods that connects Midgard to Asgard, and Asgard to Yggdrasil. The Bifrost is guarded well by the Aesir known as Heimdall, who stands vigilantly on the bridge, though even he will fail in his duty when the sons of Muspel ride atop it at Ragnarok, shattering the bridge beneath heavy feet. But until that day, the Bifrost remains, and is seen often after a heavy rain, mistaken commonly as a rainbow. Beyond the Bifrost, within Asgard, stands a temple atop Nidavellir, the ever-renewing field. This temple is built in the middle of Asgard, and within are 13 seats, 12 given to those Odin chose to rule, and the final is the All-Father's throne. This is the largest building in Asgard, and both outside and in appear to be made of gold. This place is called Gladsheim, the home of joy. A second temple is dedicated to the Asynia, which is beautiful, and people refer to it as Vingolf. Beyond the temples lie the forges of Asgard. These forges are used to create all manner of tools and furniture, and these would be wrought of stone, wood, metal, and great quantities of gold, rendering every facet of Asgard in shining splendor. Beyond the temples and forges of Asgard stands a high hall whose name is known to all who would call themselves Viking. The roof of gold-bright Valhalla is made of shields, with spears for rafters. It is a magnificent sight to behold, with its 540 doors which are so large that 800 warriors can march through them side by side, the eagles which fly overhead, and the gates of Valhalla which are guarded by the dreadful wolves. Here those who died in battle, the Einherjar, live the life that is the envy of every Viking. The length of the day, the dead warriors battle. They fight one another, doing valorous deeds and gaining prestigious titles. When day would fade to night, those who fall will rise, and those who were wounded are healed. Then they feast. Tender meats, the sweetest mead, the juiciest fruits. But finest of all is the meat which comes from Sleipnir, a boar who is slain, eaten, and reborn each day. And should they thirst for mead, they may drink from the udder of the goat Hadron. Therefore the feast is endless. The Einherjar are waited upon by Odin's beautiful Valkyries. Their looks are as deceiving as their post, for they are choosers of the slain. They bring the finest warriors back from the battlefield where they are slain, though terrible magic may be wrought by the Valkyrie to force death on those they desire. The dead they return here to become an army for Odin, who fears a beast which rests at the roots of Yggdrasil, though he will be mentioned later. At Ragnarok, Odin will lead the Einherjar and Valkyries in battle, only to fall. Returning to the root of Yggdrasil stands a hall beside the Well of Erd. This hall is inhabited by 3 maidens, Erd, Verdandi, and Skuld. They are known as Norns and carve runes into the wood of the ash tree. These runes shape men's lives and fates, It is said these Norn maidens draw water from the well of Erd each day, and that this water comes from Fjörgulmir, the spring from which flow the 11 rivers Alvhegar. This water the Norns splash on Yggdrasil so that it will not wither or decay. 2 birds also drink from this well, and these birds are swans, and from them come all other swans. Norns can be divided into those of the Aesir, the Dwarves, or the Elves, and further still, those that are good, which grant men a good life, and those that are bad, inflicting on men a life of misfortune. We now move down the tree. Beside us scampers Ratatosk, the squirrel. He runs up and down the ash tree, relishing in slanderous gossip. He carries messages between 2 bitter enemies. The first sits above us. A hawk called Verderfolnir sits between the eyes of the great eagle, who sits atop the highest branches of Yggdrasil. His insults are sent to and received from Nidhogg, the serpent, who dwells at the bottom of the tree, gnawing at its roots. In the branches of Yggdrasil above us are 4 stags, known as Dane, Dvalin, Doinir, and Durathril. They devour the tree's leaves, and in this way the ash tree is eaten slowly from above and below. Connected by a branch that reaches across space, a limb of the tree rests in the realm known as Alfheim, land of the Light Elves. The people here are described as luminous, more beautiful than the sun. Alfheim is ruled by Freyr, god of fertility and fruitfulness. It is said that above Alfheim is Gimli, the eternal heaven, which will remain even when all else is gone, and here, good and righteous men will inhabit its hall for eternity. 2 other heavens like Gimli exist, Andlang and Vidblane. It is said that only light elves live in Vidblane, but little else is known of this place. As we continue down the tree, a strong wind blows across the ash. This wind comes from the beating of wings larger than can be imagined. These wings belong to Hraesvelg, a giant in the shape of an eagle who stands in the northern heavens, and when he takes this shape to fly, his massive wings create the wind that blows through all worlds, whipping across great oceans, whistling between ancient mountains, and whispering through deep forests. These winds swap between warm and cold, according to the whims of Svasuor, the father of summer, and Vinsvolor, the father of winter, and so they will continue until the end times. Another branch across from Alfheim reaches into the realm of Vanaheim, home of the other gods, the Vanir. The Aesir make only one of 2 tribes, the Vanir being the second. Together they make the pantheon of Norse gods. Among their kind are Freya, Njord, and Freyr, lord of Alfheim. These gods are commonly associated with fertility, wisdom, nature, magic, and the ability to see the future. Though they make 2 parts of one whole now, does not mean it was always so. There was a dark age when Aesir and Vanir were locked in a seemingly endless war. Over time, the Aesir wore down the Vanir, and the war came to its conclusion, with the Vanir absorbed into the Aesir, which is now an all-encompassing word for the gods, though some of the Vanir continue to call themselves by their former title. Beneath Vanaheim, and further down Yggdrasil, is the realm most known to us as Midgard, the world of man, and the only world accessible to them. This is our world. Midgard is surrounded by the endless ocean, whose ebb and flow are directed by the husband and wife, the giants Aegir and Ran. They have 9 daughters, and their spirits are the waves. The further out from land, the deeper the ocean gets, and once it reaches depths where no light may touch, a wall of tessellated stonework seems to wall off the ocean. Upon approach, the wall moves slowly, passing over the horizon as it leads on until the eye can't see. The stonework are in fact the scales of a vast beast, whose bulk marks the limits of the Middle Earth. This is Jormungand, the world serpent. A serpent so large he coils himself around the entirety of the visible world. Jormungand is one of the 3 children to the trickster god Loki. His siblings are equally vile, found in the darkest regions of the 9 realms, where they await their chance to engulf all that is good and bright. But we shall come to them soon. For now know that Thor and Jormungand are destined to slay each other when the end days of Ragnarok draw a close to the universe as we know it. Travelling beyond Jormungand is the realm of the descendants of Ymir, the frost giants known as Jotuns. Their home is aptly named Jotunheim. It is a land of dark forests and sky-piercing mountains, laid in a thick sheet of snow. All here is white and dark, and of what few beasts live here, most are eaten by the Jotuns. Deep within Jotunheim stands the fortress Utgard, so large the top of it is barely visible, wreathed in the grey clouds above. The root of Yggdrasil here, where Ginnungagap once was, covers the well of Mimir, a well similar in nature to the well of Urd in Asgard. A single sip of it, Mimir's waters, will grant the person wisdom and knowledge. The well is guarded by Mimir, who drinks from the well with the Gjallarhorn, a prized treasure of the gods. Returning to Midgard from here, across the land the temperatures change from frigid to mild, to temperate to hot, to searing heat. Beyond Jormungand to the south of the world of man is the land of the eternal flame and unforgiving heat, Muspelheim. There stands Surtur, lord of the fire giants and ruler of the flame demons. A time will come when he will march on the gods, consuming the world in flames, and the sons of Muspel will ride out, shattering the Bifrost. To head directly north from here, again crossing Midgard, lays the land of frost, Niflheim, land of the dead. As you might recall, Niflheim is host to Fjörgulmir, the spring of 11 rivers, and this spring is the third and final well. This land is cold as Jotunheim, and is ruled over by the half-living, half-rotting sister of Jormungand and daughter of Loki, Hel. She is greedy, harsh, and cruel, ruling over only the souls of those who were truly evil. These souls are subject to arduous torture and excruciating grief. Here Nidhogg gnaws at Yggdrasil's roots, hoping to bring down the tree which supports the 9 worlds. His numerous writhing children, the serpents of Nidhogg, make the rivers of Alfheim venomous as they flow from Fjörgulmir. Hel also rules over another realm, the world named after its queen, Hel. This realm lies at the roots of the ash tree. Hel is the underworld where the souls of the dead dwell, those who are not truly evil, nor truly good, living on, in a sense, in a purgatorial bleakness. Grey landscapes carry on endlessly, and Hel's sharp palace remains a constant reminder of the land's grim purpose. We find ourselves now amongst the roots of Yggdrasil, and here is restricted Fenrir, the giant wolf and final child of Loki. He is bound here by the strongest chain ever forged, called Gleipnir, and a foamy river flows from his maw, which is held open by the sword of Tyr. The river is named Van, meaning expectation, and as it implies, the giant wolf will not be restrained forever. This is the beast Odin fears. Fenrir is a devourer, and in the times of Ragnarok he will shatter his chains and slay Odin and the Einherjar. Fenrir's chains were crafted by the greatest smiths of the 9 realms. These are the Dwarves, beings resembling men though pitch black, and their world is called Nidavellir. The Dwarves are also known as the Svartalfar, the Dark Elves, hence another name for Nidavellir is Svartalfheim. Before they looked like men, the Dwarves were once maggots, finding life in the earth which was Ymir's flesh. The gods decided to grant them human understanding and the semblance of men, though they retained their love for earth and stone. I shall list some of their names here. Nordri, Modsognir, Durlin, Funden, Kili, Fili, Sujli, Ostli, Gandalf, Biffa, Ori, Ona, Modfignir, and Vig, to name but a few. They live amongst the earth and stone from which they were born. Of notable recognition were the 4 dwarves Ostri, Vestri, Nordri, and Sudri, otherwise known as East, West, North, and South, who hold aloft Ymir's skull to create the sky. The dwarves were master smiths, Mjolnir, the hammer of Thor, being one of their greatest achievements, forged by Brock and Eacheli, the sons of Sindri, the land of Nidavellir, It was made of labyrinthine tunnels and smouldering forges which riddle the earth. These are the 9 realms, connected by the branches of the ash tree Yggdrasil that support the universe. So long as the tree stands, so too will all the worlds connected to and by it. But this balance is threatened by Ragnarok, the end days which threaten the existence of Yggdrasil and all. But before this time, the tree is the source of many tales, and these tales will be told another time, beginning with the tale of Odin's sacrifice, when he hung himself from Yggdrasil.